Good evening, associates. Welcome to our October 22nd, 2020 corporate call this evening. This is Ken Goldberg in Orlando, Florida. I want to thank you all for taking time to learn about your business. We've got some very exciting things to talk about. And what I'd like to do right now is bring on our Vice President here at FundMyHome, Mr. Scott Grimm. Scott, go ahead and unmute.
Hey, thanks, Ken. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're having a great evening, and it's great to be on here tonight with all of our great associates and our corporate exchange. Hope everyone has seen over the course of the last several weeks the efforts and the great changes that are being made with our opportunity. We're working hard, obviously, to update many things and to really get streamlined and help our associates, especially where we should be helping them, and that's with the marketing of our great opportunities. We laid out for a lot of our associates in the last two conference calls that we've had on fundraising. We were able to share another great video that really depicts our 6 verticals of opportunity that we have to start creating income and wealth for ourselves and our families. So we're doing a lot of work on the marketing side right now to give you the tools in your toolbox that you need to be successful. We're working on funnels. We're working on a variety of different marketing tools, but more importantly, I think, is that we're working on the personal development side of helping us all get to a new level in this digital economy that we're in with regards to marketing. So it's a real joy and blessing to see such motivated and really highly skilled associates that we have here at FundMyHome.org, all bringing, their particular level of expertise to the table. We've started our new, our Lions Council, Lions Leaders Council Advisory Board that's going to be assisting myself and Carlos and Henry and others, Ken and Miss Peach, with, building a defect-free, that's what we're working towards, a zero defect society here at FundMyHome.org. By getting the counsel from a multitude of counselors. So there's a lot of things that we're doing, and we really need to pay tribute, I think, to Carlos for his leadership with a lot of these things. And he's certainly had a real, I think, an understanding that we need to get more streamlined and more focused on the things that we do have going extremely well for us right now, and in the areas that we are being successful, and to build on those and make that really the foundation for us to be able to expand on. So, I give him a lot of credit for making those changes. I know we've talked a lot about the website and updating some things there, and we've done that, so he's been able to get those things accomplished. We've got the coming soons, removed from our website. We've gotten a lot of new, the data put on there that really, depicts the actual reality of our offering. So, for example, on our join our housing movement, the opportunity under the career tab, to join our housing movement, there's a very clear, step-by-step, instructional, offering there. The offer is what it is to, what's to be, you're going to be expected to do, and, the accountability on both sides of the aisle, so to speak, to get you in a position to where you're going to be successful. I think we're taking a real serious approach to making the necessary changes that are going to position us for success moving forward. So, it's exciting, and we want to, again, do a much better job than we have been. Not that we haven't done a great job in communicating, changes, communicating how we're dealing with certain issues and stuff. And that's what this corporate exchange is really all about. It's a chance for us to share with all of you what we are doing right now to make our opportunity as the best we can possibly make it, and to be able to answer questions and deal with concerns and things that our associates are struggling with and needing help with. We certainly want to be more transparent and be able to, assist our associates to be successful and listen to what their ideas are and to, their suggestions and some of their concerns might be. So, we're going to be doing that on these Thursday night calls, and we're going to start. Hopefully, we just started with what I shared with you here tonight. That those are just some of the things that we're working on right now. So, Carlos, are you on the call?
Cool.
There you go. Welcome, Carlos.
Well, thank you, Scott. Thank you, and thank you, Ken. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to our call.
Mhm.
And tonight, we'd like to tell you that we had a closing, great closing today, and I want to tell you about it, and then we'll tell you also about some of the other approvals that we have and the transactions that are coming up pending this coming week. Okay, so we have Nakia Miller. Nakia Miller, she is now the happy homeowner. She now has her brand new place. So Nakia Miller, and congratulations to Linda Davis. She is the associate member who made it happen for Nakia Miller. So Nakia Miller bought a $240,000 two bathroom villa, and it is 1,500 square feet. Was built in 1980. She has an HOA, $255 a month. This is in Plantation, Florida, and the total down payment and closing cost, the total amount needed came to be $24,888.50, of which she only had to come out of pocket with $11,152. She's thrilled. We're happy to have been there for her, and this is a very good, another great successful story. Her transaction was quite interesting because it had a lot of components. We were able to help her with the student loan component of our assistance. We were able to help her also with some issues on the report. But the transaction was interesting because there were a number of challenges. And this is a reminder of understanding some of the things that happen during a transaction. For example, we have a video that says, it's called Do's and Don'ts, things to do, things to avoid before closing. So she had her mother co-signing, and right before we were getting ready to finish, then the mother co-signed for a brand new car for her cousin. So the deal blew up, completely dead. And so we figured, and it was difficult already to begin with for all the reasons. And, looked at it and say, oh my God. So, all right, so we looked at it deeper and deeper, and we were able to do the transaction by doing some other assistance to do it even without the co-signer, and she was able to close. But this transaction was interesting because there was all kinds of things that were moving targets. But at the end, after 54 days, she closed. It took a little longer, but of course, it could have been dead by now. But we actually rolled up her sleeves and make sure that we didn't leave her behind. This transaction, of course, is very important to all of the home buyers. This is their time, and we take it very seriously. We appreciate the trust that they gave us. They could choose anybody, but we were honored, and we definitely want to respond. So, and Ken, show that one more time, please, if you don't mind. So this is these are the things that your coaches are going to help you with getting acquainted or reacquainted with what's going on behind the scenes. And so your coaches will help you with homework. But for example, they may tell you, okay, so this week I would like you to recite the do's and don'ts, and we would like you to give us your interpretation of some of the things that it says here. Because let me tell you, we had almost every of these cases, not in the fast past, but even recently. We even had a person that quit their job. And when we find out about why did you do that? Well, I got a new one. And when somebody says that, and the person is in the middle of buying a home, your common sense tells you, well, maybe because they got a better job. Well, the person quit the job to get a different job that paid even less money. So luckily, we were able to continue and do it. But these are some of the examples where we want us to realize there are some places here for interpretation. For example, here it says, do not purchase anything on credit at all while you're doing this. But the interpretation that we would like to hear is, okay, what does that mean? Well, let's say it means that if you buy something on credit, then two things are going to happen. Number one, that your debt to income ratio is going to increase and it's going to jeopardize your loan quite a bit because most of the transactions are already borderline because of the cost of real estate so high. So you purchase something on credit, and even when you don't purchase on credit, meaning that say you have a credit card and you have the credit card a credit line of $5,000 and you went in and bought a set of tires, that usage of that credit card, even you already own the credit line, using that $800 worth of tires would increase the ratio between credit line and loan balance, and it would affect the credit score and also the total income. So you go purchase something on credit, and then you drop your credit score, and if you drop your credit score, you are greatly risking losing your transaction. And there is nothing you can do because all these transactions, most of the time, they are like a time bomb. They have a drop dead date. If it's not going to close by the end of the closing date, the sellers get all, everybody goes haywire because it's normal. The sellers, they have other plans. They need to sell their homes so that they can buy their other homes that they come into other contracts. So the whole thing becomes a domino effect. We have to be careful with this. And so in this case, we went through all the different things. In this particular lady, we even had a problem with the roof, but we had to even get a contractor to do a whole new roof in the entire house. All that while we're closing the transaction. So this is why it took us 54 days. Now, considering that there was even a roof and a full blowout of the transaction, considering that, and to finish the transaction 54 days after signing the contract, I think that's a pretty good accolade. So, okay, so we did that. She gave us a very nice testimonial. She is also, as I say, also an associate member, and she's very thrilled. She hasn't been around on her calls lately, but we talked about it and let her know that we now have account executives that are their executive assistants, that we have the coaches. She didn't know about this, so she's now very excited about it. She's beginning to share this with all the realtors, etc. All right, so that was Nakia Miller. She bought today. So then we have Monica McKnight. She is ready to go. I believe she's maybe even on the contract. So she's good to go. Then we have also Michael Ritter. And also Michael Ritter is under contract. We have Gregory Hatton. And congratulations to Rick Panis. Gregory Hatton is a home buyer brought forward by Rick Panis. And hello to Rick Panis. I know Rick Panis is going through taking some health. He's taking care of himself. So he's, our best wishes go to Rick Panis. And then we have Lawrence Isaacson. Lawrence Isaacson is also, good to go. And he is a home buyer brought by the X-Man, Mr. Xavier Chamorro. But Lawrence is also one of our associate members. And I believe that Lawrence is a very experienced businessman, and he is involved in many fundraisers. So we're happy about that for him. Then we got Annette Arlequin. We have Frank Gill. So those are the people that we have now going on, coming out for the next week, or maybe week and a half or so. They are, all pending. Okay, good. So that's the update with some of the pending no transactions. Now, we'd like to tell you that, kind of summarize what we have, and if you could visualize this as a complete circle, a circle of life, let's say, kind of visualize it in your mind. So what we're doing here is, I think it works pretty well. We have a nice formula. And so now you do what you can to invite your guest to the opportunity calls. Then the opportunity calls are there. They're impressive. The things that we say that we do are very impressive. And the guests usually have the same response, the same impression, and they are impressed. And so most of them actually become associate members. But when they see what we do and they ask themselves, gee, I think I can do this, then they ask themselves, but I wonder how much this is. Maybe I don't have it right now. And they discovered that's only $59. They discovered that there isn't any maintenance fees, that there is nothing to put on automated, maintenance and fees and auto ships. They feel comfortable to be able to talk to their spouses and feel relaxed when they know that this is a performance-based company and we only collect certain fees when they make enough money. So they enroll, and the minute they enroll, they get their welcome email with our online calendar to enroll on our orientation call, our onboarding and orientation call. We tell them everything what we do in case they haven't understood it, in case their associate enrolling sponsor hasn't been available. We teach them the ropes, the front office, the back office. We now even introduce them to their free of charge, sales funnel. We configure it to them. We just don't give it and let them go. We configure it before we let off the phone. We configure their YouTube advertising campaigns. And then we remind them the following, okay, before you go, one more thing, do whatever it takes to bring guests to the opportunity calls. And then they get introduced to the coaches who are going to help them excel, to keep them accountable, et cetera, et cetera. So now that person, the brand new person, is excited, shares this with somebody else, and the cycle begins again, the whole circle, a whole cycle. So I think this is a very good formula that is perfected. But I'd like to show this, Ken, that you're scrolling. Can you scroll up a little bit, please? Okay. So now this is an interesting comment. So we now have some reportings that we are studying how the flow of things are going. And in one of the reportings, we have a new pattern here. Not, I wouldn't say a very acute pattern, but there's a little bit of a pattern here where some of the associates are almost disappointed or complaining that the onboarding call is taking too long, that it's taking an hour and a half. This is interesting because they're making not everybody, but some people are making the account executives, their assistants, the people that are helping them, they're making them feel somewhat a little bit inadequate by telling them, okay, go through the chase and things like this. This is kind of interesting that instead of us getting a full gratitude and be excited of the work, the labor, the effort, the knowledge, all the things that we put together, instead of getting just a thank you very much, we gave them to some people, not everybody, to say, come on, hurry up. So we are addressing that right now. So rather than having people putting us on mute, we're going to require that our associates who enroll in an orientation call, which is mandatory, that they interact with us during the call. So no more going in and putting the phone on mute, because I think it's also a little bit, inconsiderate. But so now this is what we say here on the initial cost of membership. So we're saying that membership to FundMyHome.org requires a non-refundable $59 setup fee payable by credit card at the time of checkout to Real Estate Mortgage Grants and Down Payment Assistance, Inc. Nevertheless, the approval and activation of your membership is subject to the successful completion of your orientation call. So if you're not going to participate, you may not get approved to do business with us. So I think it's fair. I think it's just, if you're going to come and do something here, don't you want us to teach you? Okay, so Ken, can you scroll down a little bit, and then we continue here on the orientation and onboarding call. So now we're spelling it out because this was spelled out before, which it already said that the session lasts 1 or 2 hours, and people are saying, "I'm gonna hurry up." So here what it says: associates can now use our online calendar to schedule their onboarding and orientation calls. Our onboarding and training sessions last 1 to 2 hours, depending on individual associates. Associate members are greeted by courteous and knowledgeable members of our support team, are trained on their websites and back offices, are trained to configure their own free of charge sales funnels, are trained to configure their own YouTube advertising campaigns, and bolded and black bolded letter says, your orientation call is mandatory. Your participation, feedback during the call, and testimonials is required to approve and activate your account. So we just want to make sure that we start working with as we've been saying with Scott and Ken and all of us, we're going to be working with Lions. So we're going to build a strong team, but you know, we're going to do this together. I mean, because otherwise, what's the purpose of coming aboard if we're not going to work and have work ethics? So that's one of the so that the also Ken, if you could scroll down a little bit also on, we go to, well, of course, here you said that you have your account executives where we're saying that you, with them, you have the ability to now socialize. You could talk the talk and we could help you walk the walk. So you have your account executives, you get to meet them, you get to exchange phone numbers. And if they tell you that they're going to be available to you midnight, that's up to them. And then we give you the coaches. As you've been watching, the coaches are campaigning for students. But now we have another coach coming up, and this coach she volunteered for the Creole community. So if you have anybody that speaks Creole, and there's a lot of people out there, then we'll have now a coach. Now these are ethnic groups that are hard to penetrate because that's what they speak, and they only speak with people that they trust. So this community, the same as the Brazilian communities, they are very tight-knit communities, and when we have a coach of their own groups, they open up and it just help them. So scroll down a little bit, Ken, please, and then let's go down to fundraising. So here we talk about fundraising. It said we wrote here, fundraising is our second grand bowl of opportunity. And associate members participate on fundraising campaigns. Fundraising, FundMyHome.org shares 7.5% of what funds are personally raised by individual associate members, and an additional 24.5% paid down to 8 levels of overrides when team members do the same. This additional 24.5% accumulates in the associate members' accounts, and it is made available to associate members when they purchase their own homes or when they bring other down payment assistance recipients. Okay, so when people come to this enrolling page, when they first open your page, you are the enrolling sponsor, and you invite them to your page. When they first open this page, they see a video. And the video, I don't know if you could replay that, Ken. Let's see. Yeah, right there. So this video is it's going to be coming in front of them, and it's going to give them a reminder because we want them to know things that sometimes will escape their attention. So we want them to know that, hey, watch and keep an eye on your email and your spam folder. We're going to email you something. So there you're going to have your calendar for the onboarding call and some of the things. So we want to make sure that they understand what they're getting into before they get into with us. We're not trying to rush people into becoming members. We want them to understand what we have, and we want them to do it and work it together. So we're making every effort to have a very, very professional, well put together company and system, website, and everything we can, assistants, coaches, all of the things that we can. So I think it's a great complete cycle. And I think anybody that sees what we do, they have to be impressed. we have zero competitors. There is nobody in the world, at least that I've ever heard of, that is doing this, not only giving non-repayable down payment assistance with no income limits, but on top of it, paying its associates $3,200 to people that are not licensed. And we do that because we pay the same amount upfront, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And we can do that so that everyone benefits. We invest time and money for everybody, and we do it well. Now, not everything runs perfectly, of course. Sometimes somebody, gets left a little, but as soon as we catch on, we fix situations. If we need more help, then I just get more people. I'm just waiting to bring an army of assistants for you, but I need more people that need assistance. So this is very good, very interesting. And I thank you very much, all of you, for participating. I don't know, Ken, if you have any comments or any questions that you want to ask, or you, Scott, but if we don't, then we could open the microphone and I will answer any polite question that anybody may have. We are definitely open here with everybody. Ken, I don't know if you have any suggestions, or you, Scott.
No, sorry, go ahead, Ken.
I was just going to say, I really don't have anything. I think you've gone over some of the things I thought we should have presented this evening. So Scott, go right ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say that I hope everyone could see, as Ken was scrolling, through the different areas on the website, that how we've been able to personalize everything for our associates. Those videos that come up have, this is brought to you by Ken, and got his contact information and things there. Obviously those folks are in his website, but this is a really nice marketing piece, and there's a lot of detail that's been, and attention that's been paid to put this website together and constantly update it. And I hope everyone appreciates the value. I mean, just think, you paid $59 for this opportunity, and you've been given, your opportunity calls are done for you. You're given an executive assistant. You've got a state-of-the-art website that's personalized for you, that's very professional, that walks your candidates no matter what facet, which one of the 6 verticals that you're working towards getting them onboarded in. That you've got a tool that's been put together for you that's going to help you achieve your objectives. And there's a lot to be thankful for here and grateful. Is it perfect? No, but we are constantly working to make it better and better, and and make it as easy as possible. There's a lot of details in real estate and grants and these different verticals that we have. So there's a ton of information on these websites, and we certainly don't expect all of you to learn every last detail, but certainly would expect and hope that all of our associates would get familiar with their website and be able to effectively use this tool. It's not something that you got a gift here. You want to unwrap it. You don't want to leave it sitting in your closet somewhere or underneath your bed. This is a tool that you could use. And if you're savvy, and become a master at marketing, and that's really the goal here. I think, Carlos, you would probably agree that we're kind of making a paradigm shift in that we're really focusing on the very foundation of the social media referral society, and trying to keep it as simple as possible for all of our associates to be about the business of marketing. And that's where we want you to be focused. So you do the talk, and the corporate executive assistants will do the walk, is the new, rollout, if you will, that we're really focusing on. We know that the complexity is the enemy of enterprise. So we really want to keep this simple. And we've got a lot of obvious moving parts here, but if you'll just learn, for example, and be able to articulate the 6 verticals that we have, it will help you understand just how much of a value add that we can make in people's lives financially if they know the 6 verticals. And when you're dealing with people, you might be talking with someone in conversation, and they're looking for a home-based opportunity, let's say, and they've done fundraising in the past. You have a vertical for that fundraising, and you can share that with them. Nothing, you don't have to get into some of the other things. Just the fact that, hey, we've got an opportunity for you to go out and raise funds. Oh, you're a grant writer, or you've done grants before. Do you know that you can get 7.5% of all the money that you bring into FundMyHome.org in our great cause? I'm just using that as an example. So again, there's a lot of value that we have. We've got a great website. We've got a tremendous team. This is a grand ballroom of opportunity, and I hope everyone appreciates all that they have and has an attitude of gratitude, because that is one of the foundations of you being successful in your salesmanship, is having an attitude of gratitude. If you are negative and don't appreciate what you have, the universe has a way of, paying you back for those types of attitudes, and you're not going to be successful. So be thankful and be grateful. And again, Carlos, we just appreciate all that you're doing, as our leader in putting these things together, and tremendous work on the website. And I know you've done a lot of that yourself, so you're to be commended for that. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And so, sure. So now, in one of those verticals that Scott Graham talks about is the realtors. So now realtors are coming in, and they are now bringing their licenses up to our company, the realty company, FundMyHome Real Estate. So what happens when that happens? Well, you can invite any realtor to participate with us, and they get 100% split. Okay. When they do a transaction, the associate member who invited the realtor gets $300 per transaction. So not only that the realtor gets 100% split, but the associate who recruited that realtor, then that associate gets $300. But who can recruit realtors? Well, the answer is associate members can recruit realtors, and realtors can recruit realtors. So the realtors themselves can build a team of realtors and get $300 per transaction when their team do the close transactions. So that is that one pillar right there. But there's also where those realtors can also become associate members. So in that situation like that, a realtor will have the opportunity to do their business as they do. Instead of earning 80% split or 60 or 70, they can earn 100% split. And when they have a transaction that they cannot close, regardless of where they work, if they work for, who knows, Exit Realty, or if they work with FundMyHome Real Estate, regardless of where they are, if they cannot close a transaction, they can TO it to fundmyhome.org and have a great chance to close it and make money on top of it. So just to be clear, when that happens, when you have a dead deal, we're saying don't TO anything to fundmyhome.org unless it's a dead deal. But when it's a dead deal, you're going to get paid according to the compensation plan of fundmyhome.org. Just to be clear on that, I know that some of the realtors or some of you may say, well, what's the big deal? Well, it is a big deal because we're telling you that those realtors can make 100% split. And then we're telling you that when they have a dead deal, it's a dead deal. It has no monetary value, but then they can TO it to fundmyhome.org and we can revive it. So remember that all the services that we provide, including the student loan forgiveness program, is only available for down payment assistance recipients. So if you have a real estate agent that works for FundMyHome Real Estate and they don't enjoy those benefits, only down payment assistance recipients enjoy all the things that we do for the home buyer. So these are the things that help us close and help lenders close more transactions. So that will be another pillar, is open. And so, yeah, that's very exciting. Scott, any other comments?
I don't see him here. Let me look down and see if he dropped his hand down.
Okay. All right. If not, then why don't we open the microphones? If anybody.
Hey, I'm here, Carlos. I'm sorry. I muted myself while you were speaking. That's all. And I wasn't able to get back in.
Okay, we were talking about the 6 pillars.
Yeah, I heard all that. Yes. And
so
you're, yeah, go ahead.
No, I wanted to see if you touch on the other pillars that in case someone hasn't noticed that there are actually 6 opportunities here.
Yeah, I think that's important that all of our associates memorize what our 6 pillars are. We should all know that. And I make it a point too, the first one obviously is that we have the non-repayable down payment grants. That's a pillar. We get $750 for every applicant that successfully, comes on board. The second pillar with regards to that is that they can then become associates, for our team, and that we can participate in the $3,200 worth of transactions that support that. So, there's 2 pillars right there. Think of your grants and think of associates coming on board that can market the grants, and you get to participate in the 8-level overrides. The second pillar, obviously, and Carlos just brought it up, is the realtors. So I like to think of those 2 pillars right there. You've got realtors that come on, all of the realtors that you personally sponsor on your first row, all of the realtors. So if I get 100 realtors, just think about that, and each of them sell 1 house. They do 1 transaction a year, and I brought them on. I get $300 for each of those transactions times 100 every year. That's a substantial amount of money. Oh, but guess what? It gets better. I can then build a team of associate realtors on my team that are participating in the grant recipient transactions. So now I'm building a team of realtors that I'm able to leverage and get overrides 8 levels deep on their grant recipients. So that's another pillar that we have. And then the fundraising, all of my personal fundraising, number 5, is to be able to go out and raise funds, and I get 7.5% of all the personal money that comes in through my efforts. Oh, and then I can build a team. Number 6, I can build a team of fundraisers. So we got 3 great opportunities, and then 3 ways that we can build a team around those opportunities, and that's the 6 great verticals that we have.
Thank you very much. So, Ken, let's just open up the microphone for some questions. We'd love to answer any questions.
Yep, very good. And we're going to go to 5 minutes before the hour, and we'll take your questions. I'm going to open up to Paul Browning. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, last Friday, I don't know if I did the process right, but I contacted support to do kind of a reboarding. I did the original boarding back in July, but I know that now we need to do it to, have access to the funnels and executive assistant. But I don't believe I've heard back yet. I do have, tomorrow is wide open for me. If there would be any way I could possibly do that, that would be awesome.
Of course. Thank you, Paul. Did you go to the online calendar?
Sorry, Paul, you're going to have to re-unmute again.
Paul, okay, so what I'm going to do is, Paul, I'm going to talk to support, and I'm going to have them call you anyways. But there is a calendar there to schedule the time and the day of your call. But I'll take care of that for you, Paul. Thank you very much. And thank you for your interest, of course. Yes, you do want to get reacquainted, and you want to get your sales funnel, etc. But something else about the sales funnel I want to tell you guys. So when you get your sales funnels, you're also going to choose between the videos that we have for you to do your YouTube advertisement campaign. So we're gonna have different videos because, okay, I like this one, I like that one, and then we're gonna use those videos to display the advertisement, and then when they click on your advertisement, it's going to go to your funnel. All right, so we have Rachel. Rachel's.
Go ahead and unmute, Rachel. There you are.
Okay. Hi. So my question is regarding the realtors. I see that you have preferred realtor when you have a buyer that you say that you get your preferred realtor or your to do the transaction for the person. Once a realtor is being a realtor with you, they become one of your preferred realtor to you assign them. Yes, like is the realtor being they getting lead from you by being a preferred realtor on the team, or as well, like let's say I bring a customer to buy house, am I as a realtor with you? Am I gonna be assigned for that person that I bring, and then getting more from you?
So you're speaking from the perspective of you being a realtor.
I'm a realtor, and just joined as an associate right now.
Okay. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
So So two things. Being a realtor of Fund My Home Real Estate means working for a real estate company that will pay you a 100% split. Working for a real estate company that will pay you for recruiting other realtors. Okay. The preferred realtor label is separate. It's not the same company. It's not Fund My Home Real Estate. The preferred realtor status is the preferred realtor of FundMyHome.org, the down payment assistance company. So when you become if you want to move your license over to work under Fund My Home Real Estate and earn 100% split and build a team of realtors, that is separate from being a preferred realtor of FundMyHome.org, the down payment assistance company. Two separate issues. And right now, we are not requiring any, at this very moment, any preferred realtors for FundMyHome.org.
Okay, very good. I don't see any additional hands up right now. You want to go ahead and close it out for this evening?
Hey, can I just add something to what you just said, Carlos, so she has clarity with that too? So in other words, Rachel, that when you come on as a realtor under fundmyhome.org and you bring a transaction to the table, that is your transaction. It wouldn't be given to someone else. So that is your transaction that you brought to the table, and you would get 100% split on that.
Yes. And of course that there's always leads, always. There's no doubt about that.
Can I say one more thing on that, Carlos?
Yes.
With regards to marketing, something for all of our realtors to really think about is as this great organization continues to grow and expand, the name fundmyhome.org is getting so much traction online and elsewhere that you're going to want to have your license under fundmyhome.org. We see fundmyhome.org as becoming one of the nation's leading realtors in the not too distant future as our name continues to grow and it becomes synonymous, really a household name of helping people get the American dream.
Yes, I believe so too. Yes. So yes, well, thank you. So I'm very thankful for all of you for coming. Tonight we wanted to have this meeting earlier because of the presidential debates. A lot of people want to be on those debates, and I don't blame them, of course. It's very important. So if no one else has any questions, and we have, Miss Peach.
Go ahead and unmute, Ms. Peach.
Hi, dear. Gotcha. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I just wanted to have everyone make an observation. At the present time, in our update overview meeting, the update meeting for the associates, these are folks that have come on board. All of us have come on board as grant specialists. We are in this running our own business as grant specialists. If you look at the number of participants here that are registered right now, that are in attendance here, getting updates, clarifications, allowing their questions to be answered right now live on open mic. Please note the note of people that are attending. And then think about the number overall that we have of grant specialists. Then I would like you to go over to our Facebook page within the next weekend, over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so on. Look at the questions that your fellow grant specialists are posting. Look at the questions and ask yourself, are these folks paying attention to their own business? Are these folks, based on the questions that they're asking, and you must be a grant specialist in order to be welcomed into the private Facebook group, the questions that they're asking, have they demonstrated that they have a knowledge or skill set for knowing their business, knowing and understanding the business of the operation of fundmyhome.org? That's the question I'd like you to pose yourself. So when people come up and they say, why are we not open in all the states right now? Why are we not running the commercial? The bottom line is, and I'm going to be more aggressive than Carlos is because Carlos truly is a gentleman, is because we do not have enough operating grant specialists that know their own business. That if they were to take one of these warm leads coming in on a commercial, this person that saw the ad, or on the radio or television, they're calling in, it's not going to be a slam dunk. They're going to have questions. and it's going to be received by a so-called grant specialist that really knows nothing about their own business, fundmyhome.org, where they've come on and embraced it as the label. It's got the bumper sticker, but the vehicle does not support it. That's why. So I'm asking you to encourage yourself. If you need help, get into a coaching group. Scott Grimm, myself, we have coaching groups available. I ran one this evening. For those that came, we put them through their paces. Scott has got his open a day and an evening session for schedules of West Coast and East Coast. We are here. We have another lady coming on, the Creole representation, to make language easier for them and expanding. Make use of the services that are here. I'm speaking to you individually. Vet yourself. Have you learned the material? Can you present? Do you understand who we are, what we are, and how we work? And then when you see those questions asked on the Facebook group, then you can see very clearly we're not ready yet to open in a vast manner. That would be a pure waste of money. That would trash everything that we're working so hard for. That's all I have to say. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Ms. Beach.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Beach, and we appreciate your assistance on the presentations on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 9 p.m. You're doing a great job. I know I talked with you about going ahead and maybe changing those out and putting some fresh information into those, and we'll talk about that later this week.
Okay, Ken, thank you. All right, so let's end the call. Thank you very much, everybody.
Great. Thank you very much, Carlos, for being with us and taking time tonight, as well as our coaches. And this will conclude this evening. A reminder that FMH Associates is the page for your information. You also have a corporate page now, which is Fund My Home, and we hope that you will like that page as well and go there often. You all have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday night, 9 p.m. Thank you.